Brandon Staley's getting fired. Brandon Staley's gonna get fired. I would not be surprised if Staley gets fired because in week 18 against the Broncos, a meaningless game for the Chargers, he played the starters and 3 of their starters got hurt, and then he just blew a 27-point lead in the wild card round. This man is done. Now, if you somehow missed it, the Jags just pull off one of the greatest comebacks of all time to beat the Chargers in the wild card round. Let's break it down. Started off, the Jags have the ball. On the second play of the game, on 2nd and 6, Lawrence drops back, looks right on play action, and the ball is tipped twice and then intercepted by the Chargers. An unlucky way to start the game. And as you can see, it's really hard to miss, but it's tipped right there, and then a second time to the Charger defender who makes the interception. So just an unlucky way for the Jags to start the game. Not really what you want to see. Also, I want to note that I was rooting for the Jags in this game. I picked the Jags to win this game, and I was really excited with the outcome. Then Austin Eckler easily punched it into the end zone for the Chargers to take an early 7-0 lead. The Jags get their second possession, and they drive it down the field. And on 4th and 7, they elect to go for it. Lawrence looks right, throws it to Jones, and it's intercepted by Samuel. And Jones is just left there, throwing his hands in the air like, what the hell? He's pissed off. And he's pissed off because it's the most obvious PI you will ever see. You can see Zay Jones starts his route going up the field, then goes right, looking like an out route, and then he's just bear hugged by Samuel, held by Samuel, puts his hand out for a flag, and then it's intercepted. If you watch when Lawrence throws his ball, he's being held before Lawrence throws his ball. Lawrence probably saw the PI and threw it that way to get the ref's attention, and somehow that ref right there didn't see this happen. It just blows my mind, but I've already made videos about it, so I won't talk about it anymore. Chargers drove down the field, but the Jaguars held them on 3rd and goal to just a field goal as they took a 10-0 lead. Now, one thing I really thought that hurt the Chargers was all their points were just off turnovers. Like, they weren't actually driving down the field and scoring touchdowns, and that's something that really hurt them in the second half because they weren't getting gifted these insane turnovers in this insane field position. Sadly for the Jags, on their 3rd drive in a row, their 3rd drive of the game, Lawrence is intercepted by Samuel on 3rd and 5, giving the Chargers amazing field position, and this one's all Lawrence's fault. Lawrence just made a bad play here. He just got outplayed by Samuel. Samuel just read him like a book. He goes to throw it. Samuel just easily creeps up and knows where the ball's going, and that's about it. Austin Eckler then punches in the Chargers' 2nd touchdown as they take a 17-0 lead. Now it's looking rough for the Jags. They're down 17-0. The first quarter's about to end, and all 3 of their drives have ended in interception. Now, I already talked about this in my other videos about Lawrence interceptions, but I really just feel like that missed PI call on Lawrence's 2nd interception just really killed the Jags' momentum, and it really affected this game. But it didn't matter because not even the refs could carry the Chargers to the playoffs. The Jags proceed to punt the ball to the Chargers kick a field goal. The Jags proceed to punt the ball to the Chargers once again. The Chargers drive down the field, and on 3rd and goal, Herbert finds Everett for the touchdown to make it 24-0 with 7 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. How could it get any worse for the Jags? Trevor Lawrence is then picked off for the 4th time in the first half by Samuel, his 3rd interception of the game. This one is sadly Lawrence's fault, and it's really just unlucky. I mean, throwing 4 picks in the first half of your first NFL playoff game is crazy. And to come back from that and win is just amazing. And then also Samuel's having 3 interceptions in the first half. That's props to him, man. He needs some credit. Jags defense continues to play pretty well, and the Chargers are forced to punt, but then nothing is going the Jags' way as they fumble the ball and turn it over back to the Chargers. Just a really unlucky bounce. Nothing you can do about that. It comes down and hits him in the head. I've never seen that before. It's quite funny, but sad for the Jags. Unlucky. This is the last thing they needed was another turnover. After this, though, the Jags defense continued to stand tall and held the Chargers to just a field goal, but still, it made the game 27-0. On the Jags' next possession, they started to put something together once again. Got down the field, and on 4th and 1, they went for it, and this time, they got the first down, setting up a 2nd and 5 inside the 10. Now on that play, Trevor Lawrence drops back, looks end zone, throws it up, and Evan Engram goes up and makes a great catch for the Jags touchdown to make it 27-7. Now coming out of halftime, the Jags defense continues to stop the Chargers over and over. They give the ball to Lawrence. Lawrence takes his team down the field, and on 3rd and goal, Lawrence looking end zone, throws, And you already know, my boy Marvin Jones is there for the touchdown to make it 14-27. Love Marvin Jones. That man's is crazy and underrated. The Chargers then get a little bit more help from the refs, as this was ruled a catch, but also not really, because the Jags, they should have thrown the challenge flag on this. You really just gotta throw the challenge flag on this. This is blatantly not a catch. How is someone in the booth not yelling at the coach to throw a challenge here? The Chargers then kick a field goal, and on the Jags' next possession, the Chargers felt bad about the Zay Jones interception. That should have been PI, and they leave him wide open. Lawrence sees him, tosses it deep, and the Jags score another touchdown. Now it's 21-30. Who would have thought after being 27-0, it's now 21-30. But oh wait, the Jags want to go for two to make it a one-possession game. Lawrence fires it into the end zone to Jones again, but it tips off his hands and it's incomplete, leaving the score at 20-30. Jags defense continue to put down the Chargers and Justin Herbert. The Jags get the ball back, drive down the field, and with 5.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter on 2nd and goal, Lawrence looks end zone, the right side, throws, and Christian Kirk comes down with the touchdown, now making it 26-30. Jags then go for two. Lawrence takes a snap and a QB sneak, reaches across and gets it, and then lets out a huge spike. The game's now 28-30. The Jags are down by 2 with just over 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. A field goal for them would win the game. The Chargers offense continue to shit the bed, and the Jags force them to punt with the game on the line. And there's not much to show as the Jags easily drove down the field, got into field goal range, ran out the clock, and for the win, the 36-yard field goal is good, and the Jags beat the Chargers 31-30. You know what? I'll say it. This comeback was 100% better than the Vikings' 33-point comeback against the Colts during the regular season. For my prediction, I predicted the Jags to win 27-23. They win 31-30. I'm not that far off. Yeah, the Chargers choked it. They scored 3 points in the second half. Just 3 points. Pretty embarrassing. Just a great win for the Jags. They knock out the Titans to get into the playoffs, and then they beat the Chargers after being down 27-0. Happy for Trevor.